Through me you pass into the city of woe. Through me you pass into eternal pain. Through me, among the people lost for A. Justice, the founder of my fabric mood. To rear me was the task of power divine, supremest wisdom, and primeval love. Before me, things create were none, save things eternal, and eternal I endure. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. The Extraordinary Wrestling Association, 2K Games, and FINETUNED Gaming present Xwa Madness.
The Iron Asylum looms over the ring like a dark cloud as we welcome you inside of the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota for the first PPV event of 2019 for the Extraordinary Wrestling Association. Tonight, 5 championships are up for grabs in an event that can very well change the landscape of the XWA. And we begin tonight's festivities with an eagerly anticipated Fatal 4-Way Tornado Tag Team Elimination Match. Try saying that 3 times fast. It's a pretty big deal, and that's because we have on hand 4 pretty stacked tag teams within the XWA's Diamond Division. First making their way into the arena, Team United. To the left of your screen, Avalon Smith, and now to the left of your screen, walking in the back, the unmistakable red mane of America Weston, aka the Suplex Queen. Of course, as their namesake, they are linked by their love of country. Very patriotic. Weston, of course, being a former United States Marine, and Avalon Smith, ever, how you say, controversial on social media due to her very conservative outlook on things, political and otherwise. A polarizing tandem, if ever there existed one, in the Diamond Division, in the XWA as a whole. Nothing too polarizing about this next team, however. People pretty much universally dislike the group known as Vicious and Delicious, representing the faction Paragon. The blonde, Chanel Valencia, the larger redhead in this match, being Jersey Red, the ornery cowgirl who reunites with her longtime tag team partner here. And of course, the underlying story of this grouping is Jersey Red and this blood feud, it would seem, this rivalry, this wants to absolutely annihilate one half of the current tag champions in the form of Tadako Togo. An issue that spilled right out to the end of our last episode of XWA Girl Fight. And next, making their way to the ring, arguably one of the most popular groups in the Diamond Division. What a story behind these 2 ladies here, Les Canadiennes. To the right of your screen is redhead number 3 in this contest, Jillian Pride, and of course her tag team partner and lifelong best friend, Esther Laurent. The 2 have known each other since junior high school, have worked together as models, as ring girls, and now as professional wrestlers. making a promise to each other, an oath that no matter what, they would always endure everything together. And they have done just that, overcoming every obstacle laid out in front of them to reach this point. One more match, one giant opportunity to possibly walk out of here the Diamond Tag Team Champions. But of course, in order to do that, they have to dethrone only the second ever XWA Diamond Tag Team Champions in company history. Jamie Fury and Tadako Togo upended the team of Yuriko and Tamara and have held those championship belts ever since. Team after team, challenger after challenger have tried to defeat this legendary tandem, and all have failed. But tonight, the Tokyo Tsunami and the Iron Diamond, by way of sheer numbers, face their greatest challenge to date as tag team champions. And the referee calls for the bell. That is a lot of humanity in the ring right now, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to have his hands full, keeping track of everything that happens in this match. As I said, tag team tornado elimination rules, so both members of each team in the ring at the same time. It is single elimination, so if one member of a team is pinned or submits, they are done for the night, but their teammate still remains. So it is possible for one member of a team to still prevail even if their partner is no longer in the match. And that could certainly create some very dynamic matchup situations, mismatch situations, I should say, as this match rolls along. And there on the bottom of your screen, Jersey Red imposing her will. But a quick counter by Avalon Smith. And yeah, demonstrating the fact that she's got some power of her own. The team of Team United is not to be underestimated in that department. Both of them bodybuilders, strength trainers. They can definitely hold their own with the biggest and baddest of them. And when you're going to talk about the biggest and baddest of them, you have to be talking about Jamie Fury. What a performance she had on the XWA Live Tour. Well, what a performance by Sarah Warfield in that fatal four-way match. But Fury is the one who prevailed in the bitter end. And now, turning her attention to Chanel Valencia outside of the ring. Here are two former Diamond champions going at it on the ringside floor. Meanwhile, two up-and-comers in the form of Weston and Laurent, and Esther just got leveled by that clothesline, rolls out of the ring to regroup. And the referee, like I said, he's got a tall order on his hands, trying to maintain a modicum of order as this match progresses. Beautiful DDT there by Togo, who now turns her attention to Jersey Red, and you knew it was only going to be a matter of time before those two set their sights on each other. Like, where exactly do I pay attention to in this match? There's just so much going on. Well, how about this wheelbarrow German suplex by Red on Togo? Pure power by the woman who is a former PMC. That stands for Private Military Company Operative. Jersey Red is one tough cookie. She has seen some things, and I still have no idea whatsoever what the issue is that she has had over the past several months with Tadako Togo, but I do know this. She just ate a scintillating roundhouse kick, and now she's laid out. And how about the athleticism of Chanel Valencia right there? On that springboard drop kick, goes for the cover afterwards. But no score. A impressive maneuver nonetheless. She misses on the grounded version, however. And now an exchange between Chanel and Jillian Pride. Meanwhile, Avalon Smith delivers the Screaming Eagles, but wait a second, Pride with a German suplex with a bridge, and Chanel has just been eliminated. So the team of Vicious and Delicious is now only at half strength. And Jersey Red, I think she just noticed. She just came to the realization that her partner has been eliminated. It is now only Jersey Red representing her team for the remainder of this match. It's actually quite debatable whether or not that's a disadvantage, considering the fact that Jersey Red is one of the biggest, strongest competitors in this contest. But she's certainly going to have eyes on the back of her head for the rest of this show. Right about now, however, she's in pretty good shape, I'd say. Dispatching Esther Laurent. But here comes Togo yet again from behind. Back suplex. And Jersey Red rolls out of the ring to regroup. But Tadako Togo immediately on the follow. And meanwhile, inside of the ring, witness the power of the Iron Diamond. Giant swing by Fury. But Avalon Smith is there immediately to bail her partner out and suffers the consequences. Wow, that was a stiff lariat by Fury. Sends Avalon Smith packing. So we have Pride, America Weston, and Jamie Fury still inside of the ring. Togo, Red, Laurent, and Smith outside of the ring. And Jersey Red just deep sixed Esther Laurent. Togo on the attack, and now Weston on the attack on Togo. And have a look across the ring at Avalon Smith, soaring through the air like an American eagle of her own right, on the pride of Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And now everyone's out of the ring. Well, one thing's for sure, you don't have to worry about being eliminated out here. But the referee is going to have to get somebody back between the ropes. Togo's thrown back in. And here comes the Laurent to the top turnbuckle. But no score. Togo quickly getting out of harm's way. And now Weston has second thoughts about taking to the skies herself. Keeps things grounded. Beautiful Northern Lights suplex there by the suplex queen. And Laurent now off the counter delivers a stiff knee slam right to the jaw of America Weston. And now Laurent looking to finish this off here, but no. Counter on the exploder suplex by Weston, who now applies a stump puller submission, trying to get the tap out here. Her tag team partner currently subdued outside of the ring. Beautiful tiger suplex by Avalon Smith. That took something out of both of them. And oh my goodness, oh glory, by America Weston. Cover 2, and no. If you blink, you'll miss everything. And bear in mind, folks, this is only the first match of the night. Left side of the screen, Jersey Red has just laid out both members of Tsunami Fury. TCB on Jamie Fury, and now focusing our attention yet again on Tadako Togo. But America Weston interjects. And Jersey Red not having any of that. Going right back to the fisticuffs, ground and pound on Togo. And I don't think I've seen anybody take it to the team of Togo and Fury quite like Jersey Red is done. And she's the only lone member of her team still remaining in this match. Second rope on the splash here, but Jamie Fury taking out some frustrations. And it looks as if Jamie Fury is marching to the other side of the corner. Wait a second. Laurent with a pinfall here on Weston, and oh my. Okay, we gotta process this here. Laurent just nailed Weston with a drive-by kick. Meanwhile, Jersey Red countered the spear by Jamie Fury into a DDT. This is crazy. And now Red tosses Fury outside of the ring. Eyes not on the ball again though, as Togo takes advantage for a third time with a back suplex. And now the tried and true, the Tsunami Rush. Punches, kicks, and down goes Jersey Red. Meanwhile, outside of the ring, Fury fighting for survival here. And Togo, she might have been going for the Tsunami there, but no, nothing doing. And Jersey Red now has Tadako Togo, center of the ring, TCB, taking care of business. And she's done exactly that. Tadako Togo has just been eliminated from this match. So if you're keeping score, the teams of Vicious and Delicious and Tsunami Fury. Oh my goodness! Jamie Fury with a spear out of nowhere. Both teams at half strength. One of them might have their night ended. Deadlift Tiger Driver. And Jersey Red is gone. We have seen Jamie Fury use that move to great effect over the past several weeks. And it eliminates Vicious and Delicious from this match. Their title aspirations are now over and done. As Esther Laurent applying the Romero special to America Weston, who manages to fight her way out of it. Team United and Les Canadiens still at full power. And to offset it, Jamie Fury representing Tsunami Fury. Like I said, she can still win this if she can manage to score an elimination or allow some eliminations to take place. So there is still a good opportunity here for her team to leave Minneapolis still with the tag team championship in tow. And Esther Laurent kips right back up. And there's a lot of activity going on inside of the ring here between Laurent, Fury, and Weston. It's almost as if neither of them want the other to do any significant damage to Fury here for whatever reason. As Weston delivers a German suplex with a bridge, but a rope break breaks that up. And now, back in the ring goes Pride and Weston, but quickly outside of the ring. They took each other out. Obviously, it appears as if that diving senton took more out of Jillian Pride than it did Avalon Smith. And now Smith and Laurent trying to take shots at Jamie Fury, and for good reason. It would always behoove you to try to eliminate the biggest threat. And despite the fact that you have two very talented tag teams in this match, Jamie Fury is the biggest threat in this contest at this point. Look at her just hurl Avalon Smith out of the ring like a sack of potatoes. She is truly in a league of her own, and this is something that the other four women in this contest should be very aware of. However, the focus right now between Les Canadiens and Team United appear to be each other. And a charging star. Her variation of a spear by Weston, who goes for the cover on Laurent, but only gets the count of two. And right now, Fury looking to pull something big on Jillian Pride, who wisely rolls out of the ring to regroup, having to rely on her quickness and ring savvy to try to find a way to outsmart Jamie Fury, because you're certainly not going to outpower her. And here we go. Fury has Weston in her clutches, looking for the sound and the fury, but no. Broken up by Pride, and Jillian Pride, straight jacket German suplex with a bridge, and Jamie Fury has just been eliminated. Two teams have just been eliminated from the match, but more importantly, we are now guaranteed new Diamond Tag Team Champions. The reign of Tsunami Fury has officially came to an end. And now, it's either going to be the team of Les Canadiens or Team United that will walk out of Xwa Madness as the new Diamond Tag Team Champions. Pride and Weston going at it. Smith and Laurent on the other side of the ring. And Laurent in the clutches of Smith with a single leg Boston Crab, broken up. And now the focus gets switched here. Front headlock. Reversed, however, by Avalon Smith, who goes for the combination, but is cut off at the pass. But then literally bulldozes Jillian Pride to break up the pinfall attempt by Laurent on Weston. Laurent attempting a vertical suplex, reversed, but she reverses it into a clothesline, and now reversed by Smith into a double axe handle. Meanwhile, here's Weston, vertical suplex, snap suplex variety. And Team United now appears to have taken control of this match. Avalon Smith attempting the Liberty Bell on Esther Laurent, but she reverses it. Laurent now throwing Smith over the rope onto the apron and helping her back inside of the ring by way of a vertical suplex. Meanwhile, America Weston looking for the big offense. Avalanche belly-to-belly suplex into a cover, but Esther Laurent breaks that one up. Trying to go for a breather here, but America Weston takes advantage. And now the suplex queen turns her attention to Laurent. Northern Lights rolls over into a second one with a bridge, only a 2 count though. And here's Avalon Smith immediately on the follow, applying a reverse figure 4 leg lock. Doesn't hold on to it though. Not going for a submission, it would seem. Maybe that was a poor lapse of judgment there. She should have kept that hold in for as long as it is that she could have it. And now, Le Canadien's fighting back. Here's Esther Laurent with that pump handle exploder. And Laurent now has Smith on the ropes. Northern Lights rolls over. And wait a second, what is Jillian Pride doing? Esther Laurent delivers the fleur de lis. And Jillian Pride delivers a tope suicida. Avalon Smith has just been eliminated. And it has just turned into a 2-on-1 situation. Advantage Canada. But don't count Weston out of this match yet. She's still mathematically in it. If she can somehow manage to subdue one of these two women and eliminate the other. However, a drive-by kick right to the side of the head is not going to make matters easy for her. And here's another straight-jacket German suplex by Jillian Pride. Laurent hooking the leg, going for the pinfall, and no, Weston kicks out. Still some fight left in the suplex queen, despite the fact that she is in a 2-on-1 handicap situation, defiant to the bitter end. She knows that she's got an uphill battle, but she will fight until her last breath. That's the Marine in her. Just because the battle is not in your favor doesn't mean that you stop fighting. But let's not make any mistakes here. Les Canadiens are only one pinfall away from achieving a lifelong goal, a dream, a promise that these two women have made to each other. And all it takes is one pinfall of submission here. Pride and Laurent taking turns administering punishment to America Weston, but I do believe that's about to come to an end here. If we are about to see what I think we're going to see. Canadian Annihilator. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we have new XWA Diamond Tag Team Champions. As we look at the eliminations in order, Chanel the first to be sent to the showers with that straight jacket German. Then Jersey Red delivers TCB on Tadako Togo to eliminate her from the match. Jamie Fury retaliates almost immediately with this combination of the Furious Spear and this gut-wrench deadlift Tiger Driver. Certainly a move that she's been using more frequently. To eliminate Red, Jillian Pride uses the German again, the straitjacket German, to end Jamie Fury's night. Then Esther Laurent eliminates Avalon Smith with the fleur de lis. And last but certainly not least, Pride with the third elimination in this match by way of the Canadian Annihilator. And the dream has been fulfilled. The promise has been kept. And these two lifelong friends have finally achieved the goal that they set out for from the very beginning. The very moment they signed with the XWA to become the Diamond Tag Team Champions. And coming up next, this one is guaranteed to get real physical, real quick for the XWA Pearl Championship. Two of the roughest, toughest females in all of women's core wrestling. The Huntress and the Headhunter. This will be the first of 3 singles championships on the line here tonight in Minneapolis, and the first ever title opportunity for this woman here in the XWA. Of course, she is the one and only Huntress, Abigail Rooker. She earned the right to face for the Pure Championship by winning a 6-woman battle royale on XWA Girl Fight, and as I just said, now finds herself in her very first title match in her professional wrestling career. And I can tell you right now that she's been fired up this entire week leading up to tonight. I spoke to her earlier, and she said, needless to say, that this is the single most important match of her career. This is her time to truly establish herself amongst the new generation of the XWA Diamond Division. And she couldn't be any further than the truth, to be honest with you. So much new talent that has emerged as a result of the Warfield Invitational. And here Rooker stands the first amongst them to have an opportunity to walk away with championship gold, or platinum as it were. It is obviously not going to be an easy night for the Huntress though, if she intends to snag her prey, that is the Pearl Championship, because she has to wrestle it from the cold dead finger of vindictive Varetta Vendetta, a woman who won the championship in obviously controversial fashion, thanks in great part to outside interference in the form of Alexia Leone, ending the longest reigning singles championship run in XWA history by taking that title away from Kamiko Kobayashi. Since then, Vendetta has continued to enjoy an undefeated streak in competition here in the XWA. We will see if she can continue that here tonight in defense of the Pearl title. And now, let's go to ringside for the official title introductions.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and is for the XWA Pearl Championship. Introducing the challenger, from St. Paul, Minnesota, she is the Huntress, Abigail Rooker. And her opponent, from Cleveland, Ohio, she is the reigning, defending XWA Pearl Champion, Vindictive Varetta Vendetta.
Varetta Vendetta, one of only 2 undefeated competitors in the Extraordinary Wrestling Association as of this date. The other one will be involved in the main event tonight. We'll see if either of them can maintain their unblemished records before Madness is over. This match, however, begins with Vendetta uncharacteristically resorting to the submissions here, but Rooker quickly getting out of it. Both of these women are very much cut from the same cloth. Hard-nosed, hard-hitting, high-impact, no-frills style offenses. Even though I would give the brutality edge most certainly to Varetta Vendetta, who has quite rightfully earned herself the nickname of Headhunter, as she almost exclusively aims for the head and neck in the majority of her offense. Even though right now she's pretty much all over the place, bludgeoning every single extremity of Abigail Rooker's body. There goes one to the neck. Snake eyes right to the top rope. In a normal match, the early portions, the feeling out process would be some collar and elbow tie-ups. maybe some top wrist locks. In these ladies' cases, it's punches, kicks, and oh my goodness, a snapmare driver. We're not even 2 minutes into the match and Abigail Rooker is in danger, but wait a second, she just flipped right out of a dirty deeds. Avoiding a crisis right there, and oh my goodness, are you serious right now? Rooker has Vendetta on the top rope and superplexes her out onto the floor. We're not 5 minutes into this match and already these women are trying to kill each other. If that's what it takes to walk away with that Pearl Championship, then I guess whatever works. As the action continues outside here, both of these women jockeying for position, and now Vendetta still looking like a spring chicken after having been superplexed almost 15 feet to the floor, is still in this match, but eats a reverse elbow right there. Abigail Rooker with a bit of a Judas effect, if you will. Leapfrog, however, by Vendetta, drops down, leapfrogs, no score on the drop kick, but Rooker with the drop toe hold, positioning Vendetta onto the second rope, and then driving that knee right into the sternum. Rooker going for a little breather here as Vendetta was catching her breath, shaking off the cobwebs out on the apron. But we're right back into the thick of things here, and Abigail Rooker up to the top turnbuckle and delivers a nightfall. The big time, big offense coming early and often here in this Pearl Championship match. As now Rooker is eating a healthy portion of turnbuckle to the face. And here comes the vindictive one. Ducks under, delivers a third consecutive lariat. And now, no, Rooker fighting out of it. Could have possibly been another snapmare driver, but Abigail Rooker is one of the most flexible, one of the most adaptable superstars in the XWA, but she couldn't avoid it a second time. And after two snapmare drivers, Vendetta obviously going for the cover, but nothing doing. She looked as if she might have possibly been trying to go for a second attempt at a dirty deeds. But again, Abigail Rooker on her game. But so is Vendetta, fighting out of a powerbomb position there, and attempting to attack with some double knees from the corner. But Rooker one step ahead. Both of these women are just going back and forth. It's almost impossible to keep up with this. So Vendetta tries to slow things down. Another Texas cloverleaf, this time positioned center of the ring. But once again, Abigail Rooker, the Huntress, able to fight out of it. And fights out of another attack attempt by Vendetta. Both of these women so very aggressive in this first part of the match, as Rooker for the second time delivers a nightfall. I told you all she was fired up. Hooks the leg. We could have a new Pearl champion right here, but no. Vendetta's shoulders up at the count of 2. And the match rolls on. Scoop slam by Rooker, who's going up to the top rope here. Vendetta trying to roll out of the way, but that's not gonna stop Rooker from attempting a flying elbow drop, but again, vindictive Varetta Vendetta able to get out of the way, rolling out of the way, and then goading Abigail Rooker into making that mistake. And now what is Vendetta doing? She just reached under the apron and brought a steel chair into the mix. It is a known fact in the XWA that title matches are contested with no disqualification, so that the title can always change hands and can only change hands by way of pinfall or submission. And that is a fact that Vendetta has taken advantage of throughout the course of her title run here, as she nails Rooker with a third snapmare driver. And this, my friends, is why she is called the Headhunter. And right now she is stalking her prey. Oh my God. Another chair shot. No. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Rooker has just been busted open. Abigail Rooker just got busted open by that chair shot. And vindictive Varetta Vendetta could care less. In fact, I think it excites her. They call her vindictive for a reason too. There is nothing more she loves than inflicting as much pain and punishment and suffering on her opponents as humanly possible. And that's just adding more injury to injury. Driving the knee right into the open wound of Abigail Rooker. And again, aiming straight for that bloody gash on the head of the Huntress. Now just trying to choke her out. She's like a sadistic predator, like a black widow, playing with her prey before she goes for the kill. And finally, after a third attempt, she nails Dirty Deeds. And this one is, no, it's not over. Abigail Rooker got the shoulder up at 2. She just kicked out of Dirty Deeds. That is the first time that I have seen anyone do that. She is battered, she is bloodied, but Abigail Rooker will not die. And now some words of discouragement from the lips of Vendetta, who will try to pull off something big here. But no, Rooker fighting back. Elbows to the side of the head and averts what could have been a fall-away slam straight onto that chair. But instead, Rooker, now with a head of steam, now with a second wind and the blood pouring from her skull, gives Vendetta a taste of her own medicine. Chair shots right to the sternum, right to the spine. And Abigail Rooker calling for something big here. Tossing Vendetta over the top rope and onto the floor. Now it seems as if Rooker is the one who is stalking her prey. Vendetta slowly getting up, only to eat the heel of the Rooker rocket right on the button. And Abigail following up with a neck breaker out onto the floor. And now dragging Vendetta's body a little further out. It appears that the vindictive one has been knocked for a loop. She doesn't know where she is. And oh my goodness. Northern Lights driver. Vendetta's head spiking onto that thinly padded floor. And now Rooker, running it would seem on pure adrenaline, just ripped the steel steps off of their base. And oh God, what are you, oh my goodness. The Huntress just bludgeoned Vendetta with the edge of those steel steps, and now Vendetta's been busted open as well. So the blood is pouring like wine here in this Pearl Championship match. And they're far from done administering punishment against each other. Rooker with a powerbomb and swings Vendetta shoulder first against the edge of the apron. Yes, I will say it again, the hardest part of the ring. And Rooker not even close to being done here. Clothesline from off of the apron, and now a series of strikes followed by an elbow smashing against the newly bloodied face of vindictive Vendetta. Rooker rolls her back into the ring and then brings the steps in as well. A clear indication that she is far from done using them and utilizing them. And oh dear, into a power bomb again. This time across the top of the stairs. Steel to flesh. And another helping of steel to flesh there. With a chair shot that knocks Vendetta right back out onto the floor. I don't think I have quite seen Abigail Rooker be this violent in her XWA career. I knew she had the potential, as oh my God, did you see the way that Vendetta's head just spiked off the edge of the base of the stairs? We are witnessing another facet of Abigail Rooker here tonight. A dangerous one. The saying goes, sometimes to defeat a monster, you have to become one yourself. Well, Abigail Rooker is unleashing the beast here tonight. And could be looking to strike the final blow here. Setting up for another Rooker rocket in the corner, but no, this time Vendetta sidesteps. Shoots the half. And a little ground and pound by the vindictive one. Scouting the Rooker rocket extremely well and avoiding the finisher. And then just hot-shotting Rooker's neck right against the top rope. Once again, we are outside of the ring here in this championship match. We've already seen the Diamond Tag Team Championship change hands. Will the Pearl Championship also find itself a new home here tonight? If Abigail Rooker continues on this aggressive path, that might very well be the case. But here comes Vendetta fighting back. And they are throwing everything at each other outside of the ring. Here is Vendetta though, with a head full of Rooker's hair, dragging her against the barricade and then driving her back first along the edge. That'll slow up your momentum for sure. Rooker now rolled back into the ring. Vendetta on the follow-up. And what she got planned here. Grabbing the chair yet again. Nope. This time she throws it down and wait a second. Oh my goodness. No, wait. Oh! She didn't throw it down. She set it up. And spiked Rooker. Here's a cover and no. Are you kidding me? Rooker gets the shoulder up again after being spiked head first onto that steel chair with another snapmare driver. And right now, Vendetta is running on pure intensity. Both of these women are. Both of these women trying to find a way to put the other one out. And now, Vendetta reaching under the apron again, and this time she has a sledgehammer. This could be the great equalizer right here. As vindictive Varetta Vendetta, face full of blood, awaits the rise of Abigail Rooker and drives the head of that hammer directly into the Huntress's breadbasket. And things are not looking well for the challenger right now, as she eats another shot with that sledgehammer. And now Vendetta driving it into the sternum of Abigail Rooker yet again. I don't know how much more either of these women can take, but blows like this definitely have to have a negative effect. Rooker again getting smashed in the gut by that sledgehammer. The headhunter uncharacteristically attacking the core of her opponent here. Maybe to try to slow her down, to knock the wind out of her sails. And now she's gonna try to put her out of her misery. Rooker's just been put on the block. And here comes the executioner. But Vendetta isn't done. She could have gone for the pin then and there, but she's going for another dirty deeds, and no! Abigail Rooker flips out of it. Where did she get the energy from? She just ate an executioner and is still standing. And the Huntress, Rooker rockets. Abigail Rooker is on another level right now. Setting up second Rooker rockets. This is amazing. I cannot believe what it is that I'm seeing right now. Abigail Rooker, the Huntress, delivers Bad Seed down and has just become the new XWA Pearl Champion. Let us take a look at some of the highlights of this match for the ages. Without question, the most brutal and bloodiest match in the history of the XWA's Diamond Division. These women beat the living hell out of each other. But in the end, somehow, Abigail Rooker survives an executioner, escapes dirty deeds, and delivers 2 Rooker rockets and a Bad Seed down to earn her first championship, quite possibly the first of many here in the XWA. The Huntress is now the new Pearl Champion. and well-deserved, hard-fought, and well-earned. As she stands tall, raising the title for this Minnesota crowd, she wins the Pearl Championship in the shadow of her own hometown of St. Paul, Minnesota. What a moment this has got to be for her. Thus far, we have crowned 2 new champions here at Xwa Madness. The Showguns will try to see if they can make it a trifecta. Drake Manning and Apollo Vega will challenge Tane Tua and Duke Morrow representing KATANA for the Xwa Tag Team Championship. And this Minneapolis crowd on their feet for the arrival of the Showguns. Drake Manning to the left, to the right, Apollo Vega, the newly reborn Apollo Vega, who was recently given back his luchador mask by friend turned enemy turned friend again, AKI-SAN, who of course will be involved in our main event later tonight. I said it on Takedown, I'll say it here. Tonight at Madness, the Showguns have a chance to make a serious power move if all 3 members emerge victorious from their respective contests. But for these 2, I think it would be all the sweeter if they could come away victorious against these 2 men. Since Duke Morrow and Tane Tua won the Xwa Tag Team Championships from the team of Elite Entertainment Enterprises, they have held these belts hostage for well over a year, close to a year and a half, defending them not only in the Xwa but also in their home promotion of View Japan Pro Wrestling. And all teams who have attempted to take them have been unsuccessful, thanks very much in part to the thug-like tactics of Victory Musashi's attack dogs. These guys most certainly enjoy playing dirty, and they've made it very clear that they will do anything to retain these championships. The Big Boss and the Savage Samoan ever confident as they taunt this Minneapolis crowd. And we take it to ringside for the official introductions.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall and is for the Xwa Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, the team of Captain Canada, Drake Manning, and Apollo Vega, the Showguns. And their opponents, the team of the Savage Samoan, Tane Tua, and the Big Boss, Duke Morrow. They are the reigning, defending Xwa Tag Team Champions, KATANA.
This will not be the first time that these two teams have faced off against each other for the tag team championships. Of course, it was a different iteration of the Showguns, as it was AKI-SAN who had paired up with Drake Manning to face off against Tua and Morrow at XWA Soul Survivor. That match saw KATANA prevail, but this time is a whole new ball game as they face off against a whole new opponent in Apollo Vega, who already displays that unorthodox and uncanny combination of speed, agility, and raw power. It was Vega who earned the Showguns this title opportunity with a singles victory over Duke Morrow, who asserts himself with a cheap shot there. Vega fighting out of the enemy corner. Referee a little too close to the action there. And a tag is made. Double team by Manning and Vega. Tua manages to get the tag on Morrow, however. And in comes the big boss. Drake Manning eats a series of lariats by Duke. Manning fighting out of Morrow's clutches, however, and dives in with a running neck breaker. First cover of the match, only a 1 count. But Manning right back on the attack. MMA style elbows to the chest of Morrow, who pops right back up. Fires back with another lariat and some MMA style ground and pound by the big boss. Manning rolling out of the ring, however. Think he played possum there, goading Morrow out of the ring to administer some more offense. Flapjack right onto that padded flooring. Referees count at 3 now. Manning firing on all cylinders. Morrow trying to get himself back into this, but nothing doing. Drake Manning is just all over Duke Morrow. Finally reclaims some momentum with that hard shot, but cannot get to Manning fast enough before he makes the tag and brings Apollo Vega back into the match. But Big Duke up to the challenge. More than happy to attempt to get some payback from losing to Vega earlier this month to lead to this very match. And here's Vega with a shot to the breadbasket. Another kick to the gut. Little rope-a-dope here by Apollo Vega, who tosses Duke Morrow out of the ring with ill intentions. Morrow up and, oh my goodness, powerbomb against the edge of the apron. Say it with me, boys and girls, the hardest part of the ring. But it would appear that Morrow's absorbing the punishment. It's almost like he didn't even feel it. Good no-sell, Duke. Administering the Iron Claw and following up with another one of those stiff lariats. Double axe handles and a tilt-a-whirl sidewalk slam for added measure. And now Morrow with Vega up and down with a choke slam. He's not done yet though. What's he got planned here? Looked like he was going for the jackknife powerbomb. But Apollo Vega cuts him off of the pass and administers a single leg Boston Crab, but did not get it nearly as deep as necessary to even fathom a submission. Morrow with attack to Tua now. And now Tane Tua has Vega on the ropes, but Vega fighting back, and oh my goodness. How about a powerbomb for Tua? This one against the turnbuckle. And now Apollo Vega is the one who's firing on all cylinders. But now he's cut off. And again, a quick tag. Beautiful timing by Vega, by both of these men. Getting in position at the right time to bail each other out just when it looks as if KATANA is about to claim control. And oh my goodness, Code Red out of nowhere, Manning with a cover after the Code Red. And only a count of 2. But man, the team of Manning and Vega are like a well-oiled machine at this point. And Tua fights out, gets back into it, and delivers a Kai Crusher. That was some sudden offense right there, and now Tane Tua. Top wrist lock. Trying to slow the pace down, I guess, but Manning for a couple of shots to the kidneys. Nothing doing there, however, as Tua once again back on top of things. But here's Drake Manning. It's become a war of attrition here. Game of human chess. Both of these men jockeying for position. And at least for the time being, Tane Tua once again reclaims control. Irish whip, Manning to the corner. No. Another counter. And a counter to a counter. And another Irish whip. This time, however, Duke Morrow one step ahead. Kick, double knees, and now looking to deliver the Samoan Destroyer. But not today. At least not for now. Once again, Drake Manning just refusing to quit. And back and forth these two men for the past several minutes. And now Manning looking to pull off the big move. Triple butterfly suplex. Finishing up with a face buster. Double butterfly, I should say. And now Manning going for the Canadian neckbreaker, but no. Tua counters and delivers. Samoan Destroyer. Not going for the cover, however. Little added insurance there. Spinning out the shoulder of Drake Manning. Smart strategy there. If his shoulder is hurt, makes it a lot more difficult for him to try to get it up on a pinfall attempt. And now Tua might be looking for a second Samoan Destroyer here. No, this time he goes for a Samoan Driver. And Vega just going through with reckless abandon to try to get his partner out of it. However, he pays for it as Duke Morrow just hoists him up with a Beal. And he is out of the mix right now. Irish whip into his team's corner, but Apollo Vega is down and out. And right now, the Showguns are in trouble. And here's Tua whipping Manning through the official into his corner. Jeez, you've got to get out of the way of these guys. But Manning fights out and fights back. But just when it looks as if Drake is about to pull something off here, Tua right back on the attack. Pushing Manning back into his corner. But Drake Manning just refuses to quit here. But just like that, another Samoan Destroyer, but Manning with the no-sell. Riding on pure adrenaline here. Drake Manic delivers a Canadian neckbreaker. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. What the hell? I don't think Duke Morrow thought that Tane Tua was in danger there. Let's take a look at the replay. Back and forth between both of these teams. Big moves, high impact, all what you'd expect. But right here, a huge momentum shift as Captain Canada absorbs a ton of punishment, delivers the Canadian neckbreaker, and it would appear that the team of Tua and Morrow quite literally didn't know what hit them until it hit them. Well, we can talk about the how later. The fact of the matter right now here is that we have new XWA Tag Team Champions. Thus far, every title contested tonight has changed hands. We'll see if that continues. If it does, then that means Isys Diamante will have the final piece to her puzzle to build her self-professed empire. In order to do that, however, she's got to defeat the Hellcat Hayley Jonas. And as the challenger's music plays through the target center, there has been a whole lot of bad blood between her and her opponent here tonight. For the last few months, they have been going tooth and nail against each other. Of course, Isys Diamante earning #1 contendership by winning a 6-woman elimination match. And she has been chomping at the bit for this opportunity ever since. Being flanked all the way to the ring here by, I'm trying to identify these two other women. The one to her right appears to be Tiffany Queensberry, and the blonde on the left, well, I don't know. Doesn't seem to be identifiable. I've not seen her here in the XWA. But it appears pretty obvious that they're here for moral support and otherwise for their girl, the Diamond Doll, as she looks to become a first-time Diamond champion. Her opponent, quite frankly, doesn't believe that Diamante deserves this opportunity. Hayley Jonas has been very, very vocal in stating that Isys Diamante is not worthy of the Diamond title. As the champion, going back to her biker roots in the Motor City here, as she rides into Minneapolis and hopes to ride out of the Target Center with the Diamond title in tow. Going back to the heated words between these two women leading into this match, Hayley Jonas is going on record in stating that Isys Diamante represents the diva mentality that almost ruined women's wrestling. More on that in a moment. Once again, we go back to ringside for the official match introductions.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and is for the XWA Diamond Championship. Introducing the challenger, from the Bronx, New York, she is the Diamond Doll, Isys Diamante. And her opponent, from Detroit, Michigan, she is the reigning, defending XWA Diamond Champion, the Hellcat, Hayley Jonas.
The champion has gone on record in stating that her opponent, and I quote, is better suited in one of those other companies where they let their women wrestle in lingerie. Yeah, definitely takes a lot of pride in her having the championship and does not feel that Isys Diamante is even in her league, whereas Diamante believes that this is her time and that it is time for her to finally build her own quote-unquote empire here in professional wrestling. Well, she's certainly starting off with a lot of swagger here, and more importantly, it appears that she has a numbers advantage. Still trying to figure out who this third woman is that has accompanied Diamante out here. But in the early goings, Diamante learns the hard way that you do not trade blows. You do not trade punches with the Hellcat. As she hot shots Diamante neck first into the middle rope. And out of the ring goes the Diamond Doll, the referee beginning his count. And on the... Something is wrong here, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently Jonas does not look well, and oh my God, she just passed out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm at a loss of words here. I don't know what to do. The referee doesn't even know what to do. He's motioning like he's about to throw the X up to end this match, but Isys Diamante is back up to her feet and she is not about to let the referee take this opportunity from her. Diamond cutter. And this Minnesota crowd is absolutely not pleased at what they're seeing. But ask Diamante if she cares. Cover. 2, 3. Isys Diamante, by hook or crook, has just become the new XWA Diamond Champion. And this was a very one-sided encounter for the most part. Hayley Jonas just simply beating Diamante to a pulp, taking out a world of frustration. But then all of a sudden she just blacks out of the blue. And before the referee can call this match a no contest, Isys Diamante hits Jonas with a diamond cutter. And the referee has no choice but to count the 3 and award Isys Diamante with the Diamond Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, in all of my years of covering the XWA, I have never seen anything like this before. I have absolutely no idea what to make of what it is that we just witnessed. Diamante seizes the title. She didn't win it, and wait a second. Is that... where the hell has she come from? Tamara, associated with Yuriko and the Empresses of Pain, just appeared out of nowhere, and she just picked up Hayley Jonas's body, carrying it up the ramp, and what the hell? Where did they go?
And here we see Riot making it. Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, Riot just got ran down in the backstage area.
As this crowd in Minnesota still tries to process what the hell just happened a few minutes ago. The show must go on, as they say. And the next match on the card is arguably going to be the most brutal of the nights. It was a few short weeks ago that this man made the confession that he was the one behind the wheel that took out Riot way back in 2017 at XWA Solstice in Las Vegas. Now process this. Adrian Aries didn't even make his debut in the XWA until 2018. So that's an entire year that he was apparently on the payroll of Tyson Blackheart and was charged specifically with eliminating the king from the fold. But in the God of War's own words, it was never about the money. It was about the crown. It was about the throne. It was about earning the title of the king. And there's only one way that you can do that, and that's by beating the current standing king. Now, I'll be completely honest with you folks. I have absolutely no idea whether the claims by Aries regarding the title of king are true, and these apparent connections to the underground, whatever it is that he says that title entails. But here's what I do know. Riot has had that title for a very long time, and it has been one that many have challenged for, and many more have just outright claimed on their own. Kings of their own world, if you will. Well, whether the legends are true or not, the fact of the matter is that this man has been out of action for over 3 years. And this will be the first sanctioned match he will have under the XWA banner in as much time. If you can call this type of match sanctioned. Hell, even if you can call this a match, it's Riot's rules. That means no rules. This is a no-holds-barred competition here. The next best thing to an underground street fight. Anything and everything is legal. Weapons, you name it. And as being a man who has followed Riot's career from the very beginning, it's kind of ironic that a match like this takes place in Minnesota, a state that's known for being nice, because this match is definitely not going to be. As the referee rings the bell and Adrian Aries shoots out of his corner, drop kick, some stomps, and now raining punches down on Riot. Very aggressive start here by a man who is determined to dethrone the king and claim the throne for himself. And I don't know whether you could call it ring rust or not, but Riot has not been able to mount any offense in the early going here. Mostly because Adrian Aries has been pouring offense of his own on, but wait a second, just like that. Riot with a shot to the kidneys, and then a big boot to get himself back into this. And yeah, strikes like that, kidney shots, rabbit punches, gut punches, kicks to the lower extremities, all of that 100% legal. The only thing that the referee can do is count the pin or declare a submission via tap out. But I've got a strong feeling that these two men are not interested in a submission victory unless it is beating each other to submission. Riot now hoisting Aries up into a powerbomb position and crashing down with the sit-down variety. Riot hasn't even taken off his entrance jacket. That's how fast Adrian Aries pounced onto the attack the moment the bell rang. And I don't think he has any intention on doing it. Like, if you want this to be a fight, we'll make it a fight. And here comes Riot. Stiff lariat, launching Aries over the top rope and onto the floor. And this is dangerous territory if ever there were any, when you're up against this man. Riot, another powerbomb. This time against the edge of the barricade. The small of Aries is back, crashing against that hard surface. And now a difference maker. Right out onto the floor. It might be a padded floor and a padded barricade, but they still hurt. Especially with the amount of force that Riot applies with his signature hard-hitting, high-impact style of wrestling. And the King with Aries up in a fireman's carry, but Aries with a series of elbows fighting his way out. Front headlock. Oh, and a stiff backbreaker that practically shook the ring with its much force. And Aries looking to follow up, but Riot fights out of that predicament. Stiff shots there. Those taped up right hands. And now Aries firing off with some rights of his own. And follows up with another standing drop kick. I will give Adrian Aries credit where it's due. He is a tremendous athlete. He's in tremendous physical shape. If not for the fact that, wait a second, here we go, first cover of the night. Could that be enough? Off of a beautiful neck breaker draping from the second rope. But Adrian Aries is a physical specimen. He is one of the most impressive physiques in the XWA. However, he also just so happens to be one of the most sadistic, one of the most unhinged, and one of the most violent men in the XWA. A well-chosen foot soldier of the Red Devil Tyson Blackheart. As now it's Aries who spills Riot out over the top rope into the floor. And now with Riot on his shoulders, dropping him face first against that LCD monitor on the front side of the ring. And I don't care if you're wearing a mask, that hurts as well. Aries now in control. Pushes Riot against the barricade. And now on second order of payback, as Aries uses a gourd buster to drop Riot stomach first into the barricade. And now tosses him against the ring post. Aries now talking some trash, but he gave Riot the opportunity to get himself back into this, and now it's Riot with the hoisting over the shoulder and launching Adrian Aries into the same ring post. My goodness, the brutality. And bear in mind that neither man has yet to even introduce a weapon into this match, which is again 100% legal. Might not be necessary. Riot back in control after driving Aries face first into the edge of the stairs, and now helps him onto the apron the hard way. Aries falling back down to the floor in a heap. Now Riot rolling the God of War back into the ring. Hooks the leg for a cover. 1, 2, and no. Shoulders up at 2 by Aries. And I don't think Riot has any problem with that. Any means to prolong the punishment that is 3 years overdue in his case, he will graciously accept. And now Riot removing the padding from the top turnbuckle. Oh gosh. The king with bad intentions right now for the God of War. Riot dragging Aries into that corner. And this is not going to spell well here. Riot with Aries up. And oh my goodness. Snake Eyes against the exposed turnbuckle. And now Riot rolling out of the ring. I have seen him do this so many times, reaching under the apron for that signature folding chair, and oh my God! The chairman will see you now, and Adrian Aries has just been busted wide open. And Riot is far from done. My goodness, you can see Aries' blood on the chair. That stain right in the center of it. And then to follow up, Riot connects with a knee on that freshly exposed wound on Adrian Aries' forehead. Aries wearing the crimson mask right now, at the mercy of Riot. And things are about to go from bad to worse here. But wait a second, no. Aries with some shots to the kidneys. And even with his face leaking like a sieve, he's still fighting back. Riot rolling out of the ring. And Adrian Aries delivers a DDT to the floor. And now Aries reaching under the ring. What's he got planned here? The God of War with his signature weapon of choice. My God, the blood leaking down to his chest. But ask him if he cares. Aries with a sledgehammer. Driving it into the back and the core of Riot with reckless impunity. There is a look of pure elation on the face of Adrian Aries. This man is just absolutely insane. And oh my goodness, hammer of Aries outside onto the floor. Adrian Aries wearing the crimson mask, still fighting his way back into this match, and dare I say, regaining control of it. I said it before, when you're busted open, when you literally see your own blood leaving your own body, you're gonna have one of two reactions: fear or pure adrenaline. In the case of Adrian Aries, it is most certainly the latter. Not only the latter, but actual enjoyment. Let's go back to when it is that he had the first blood match at Soul Survivor against David Faith. He lost that match, but he reveled in the fact that he tasted his own blood. The man's insane. He is absolutely psychotic. But Riot isn't too far from that point. More of a controlled chaos, if you will. And Riot with another difference maker. For the fourth time in this match, the action has spilled out onto the floor, the ringside area. I think they fought more at ringside at this point of the match than they have actually in the ring. And now they're taking it to a whole new level. Riot knocking Aries over the barricade, and now the match spills out into the crowd. To quote the great Joey Styles, it looks as if things are about to get extreme. Aries fighting back, shots right to the back of the neck. Now a stiff right hand, stinging right through the mask of the king. And Aries again applying more pressure. And now the God of War has Riot in a very precarious position. Adrian Aries, oh my goodness, putting Riot through a table with that vertical suplex. And Aries marveling, reveling in his handiwork. Wait a second, Riot pops back up, European uppercut, and stomps Aries out. Chestbuster kicks. And I think Riot might be having an order of payback in mind here. Aries against the table, Riot's hoisting him up for a powerbomb, and are you kidding me? Let it be known that Riot can take it like the best of them and dish it out twice as hard. And now the king, dragging the near lifeless carcass of Adrian Aries back over the barricade and presumably back into the ring to mercifully bring this match to a close. Or maybe not. Oh! Elbow right against that still leaking wound that is Adrian Aries' face, and Riot just brought out another table. As if we haven't had enough tables in this match already. And here's Aries fighting back. A second wind, if you will. Adrian Aries shaking off the cobwebs, knocking the king out, knocking him down. Riot, however, stirring. But now things are about to go from bad to worse for him. Perched against that table, Adrian Aries, oh my goodness. Exploder suplex through the table. Aries hooks the leg. 1, 2, and no. Somehow, some way, Riot kicks out. This match continues, but these men have put each other through physical hell. And they're not crawling out of the abyss just yet. Aries now reaching under the apron, and he just grabbed a baseball bat. Riot slow to get back to his feet, and oh my God! Aries didn't even wait, he just clocked Riot in the back of the head with that bat. That could be a fatal blow if you're not careful. And Aries trying to chase Riot out of the ring with the bat, but one step ahead is the king, and now asserting himself with some shots right to the gut with that bat. This is not pretty. It's as if these two men saw what Abigail, Rooker, and Varetta Vendetta did to each other and decided to one-up it. Oh my, what? And just as I'm speaking, Aries with a second hammer of Aries out of nowhere onto the floor. And now Aries rips up the steel steps, and oh my God. Driving the edge right against the back of Riot. That could rupture a spinal column. It could sever a spleen. These men have absolutely no regard for each other's well-being whatsoever. For Adrian Aries, as it is that he said, he wants the throne. He wants the crown. The only way that happens is by destroying the king. Could he be on his way to completing that goal that he was not able to accomplish when he ran his opponent over with a car in a parking lot in Las Vegas? Can you even quantify the amount of pure hatred that must course through both of these men's veins towards each other? As Riot power bombs Aries onto that steel chair, almost got him onto the steps. Goes for a cover again, center of the ring, but only a count of 2. And yeah, the blood is definitely pouring down the face of Adrian Aries. It has certainly got to be playing a factor for him physically at this point. It's been well over 10 minutes that the man has been bleeding profusely about the earth. And Aries now, once again, in the clutches of Riot, in the corner with the beat down, and now, oh gosh, Aries prone against the bottom rope, and Riot coming in with a double leg drop kick straight to the temple. Adrian Aries is down and out. And I guess Riot didn't learn his lesson the first time, so he's going to try again, bringing out another table from underneath the apron. But wait a second, what the hell? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? Riot introduces both a table and ladder and makes it very clear what he intends to do with it. Right hand by Riot. Aries answering back with a right of his own. Now both men throwing bombs, trading shots in the center of the ring. That one knocked Aries for a loop. Comes back with a European uppercut. And look at the blood. That is Adrian Aries' blood staining Riot's fists. And Aries is just marveling at it. I have to admit, I haven't seen anyone give Riot this level of a fight in a very, very long time. And now it looks as if Aries might be trying to once again take advantage of the over-aggression of the king. Aries now is the one setting up the table that Riot brought into the ring. Will he put him through this one too? Will that even be enough to put Riot away? Oh, stiff headbutt right there. And once again, Aries down and out. Slow to get back up. And Riot now sets up the ladder. Reclaims the table here. Decides to change positions, and okay, we've got a set up ladder, we've got a set up table. I do not like the way that this is going. Riot now drags Aries center of the ring against the table, and he just laid him onto the wood. Riot just laid Adrian Aries onto the table, and he is currently climbing the ladder, rung by rung. Are you serious right now, Riot? Are you kidding me? The entire arena just stood up to its feet, and Adrian Aries rolls off of the table. He just averted certain doom, and now he's climbing up the ladder. Both Riot and Adrian Aries now fighting on top of a ladder. Once again, trading right hands, beating each other to a bloody pulp. And Aries is teetering here. Aries is teetering. Riot just grabbed him up and out. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I am at a complete loss for words for the display of sheer brutality that we just witnessed for the last 30 minutes. Adrian Aries and Riot literally beat the hell out of each other here tonight. The God of War, with every ounce of his blood literally left in the ring, fought as hard as anyone I have seen in well over a decade to claim the crown of king. But in the end, his aspirations come crashing down, and the title of king, the throne, and the crown remain in the undisputed possession of Riot. And now we drift even deeper into the abyss, because it's time for the main event of the evening. The Iron Asylum match for the XWA World Heavyweight Championship. 6 men enter, and 1 man will walk out with a crown of a different kind. The moniker of Best Wrestler on the Planet. And for the first principle of this match, well, he already believes himself to be the best wrestler on the planet. And the fact that he is not the heavyweight champion of the world is merely a formality that he aims to rectify with a victory here tonight. I of course speak of one of the longest reigning single champions in the history of the Extraordinary Wrestling Association, the former XWA National Champion, Union King. Of course, representing World's Finest, he considers himself to be the crown jewel of World's Finest. A bold statement considering the caliber of that international cadre of combatants. But think about it like this: no man in the XWA has ever held the national and world heavyweight titles. A point I made at the very beginning of the night with Jamie Fury. She is the only Triple Crown champion in the XWA. If Union King can take the World Heavyweight Championship tonight, he'll be one step away from becoming only the second of such in company history. So there's a lot riding on this match for the man from London. But he doesn't really care about that accolade. He just simply wants to become the heavyweight champion of the world. He believes it to be his destiny. And the next man up is one who has a very long-standing history with Union King. This, of course, is the original Young Lion, Jesse Rison, team captain of Lion's Pride, with a huge opportunity to bring the championship of the world into Magnus von Schwartz's camp. The history between Rison and Union King is this. When Union King won said national championship, it was Jesse Rison who he defeated to obtain it in a 6-man elimination match, not too unsimilar to this Iron Asylum. But then again, there is no match like an Iron Asylum. There is an ominous aura surrounding this structure as Jesse Rison enters his pod. And we await the arrival of the third principal of this main event championship match. A man who many people are favoring to win it all, considering his already unblemished record here within the XWA. The name says it all, folks. Undisputed Ethan Ulrich. Only 23 years of age, 3% body fat, 6'10", 337 pounds of pure muscle and aggression. Suffice to say, he has the opportunity to become the youngest champion as well as the youngest world heavyweight champion in XWA history, if he can somehow survive the Asylum. But Ulrich marching around the ring exuding confidence, practically dripping it, as he locks eyes with Union King inside of that pod. Definitely no love lost between those two, considering the exchange between King and Ulrich's advocate Jackie Jourdain Jr. at XWA Takedown. These men both want to be the heavyweight champion, and they know who stands in their way, each other. Only one man is going to find what it is that they are searching for. And that prize, that item, is in the possession of this man. The question is, for how long? Krystian Fenix has defied the odds throughout the course of his heavyweight championship reign. Victories against Orion, now known as Angelus Aurelius, ending that undefeated streak. He defeated his former brother-in-arms, Kevin Lassiter. He defeated billionaire Brock Bentley. And he defeated the legendary Victory Musashi, en route to this, without question, his greatest challenge as the heavyweight champion of the world. And here you see Krystian Fenix handing the strap to the referee. Will he have given away that title for the very last time here tonight as he walks into his pod? Is this the last we are going to see Krystian Fenix as the world's heavyweight champion? And with that said, the 4 pods are full. So we now know which 2 superstars are going to begin this match. And the first of which is a former XWA World Heavyweight Champion himself, the recently returned and newly resurrected Bad Boy, otherwise known as the R-Star, Robby Sylk, sauntering down to the ring with a Playboy-like swagger to him. Robby Sylk is definitely an X factor in this match, in the fact that none of the other competitors have any true scouting report on him and what he is capable of doing. You're basically having to go by his history as a World Heavyweight Champion and as a Tag Team Champion alongside of Cyrus the Entertainer in Elite Entertainment Industries. Another example of a man who is one shy of the Triple Crown in the men's division of the XWA. He could, however, become one of only a handful of multi-time World Heavyweight Champions in XWA history. And standing opposite of the ring against him will be a man who will be embarking in his very first World Championship match in the XWA. Representing the Showguns, of course. This is the Dragon Warrior, AKI-SAN. His brothers in arms were triumphant earlier tonight. Can AKI-SAN make it the trifecta here? As he gazes upon this hellacious structure of iron, steel, chain, and glass, drinking it all in. One thing is for sure, this match is going to change all 6 of his men. The question is whether or not it will be for better or worse. But with what's at stake, you put everything on the line. This is for the Heavyweight Championship of the world. And as the referee calls for the bell, these fans are already into it. Beautiful flying calf kick by the Dragon Warrior. I'd like to point out one other detail in this match that might not be widely known. The fact that Tyson Blackheart made it very clear that there was not going to be a predetermined order. These 6 men only knew that they were walking into this match. They don't know, however, what order they are going to be placed. AKI-SAN and Robby Sylk found out just as they were walking out to the ring that they would be the first 2 men. The other 4, well, we don't know what order they're going to be in. But right now, Aki and Sylk going at it back and forth. And AKI-SAN slowing things down here with a modified figure 4. It's a smart strategy right there, considering Robby Sylk is known to be a high flyer when he needs to be. Hasn't utilized his quickness and agility in his 2 matches thus far, returning to the XWA, opting to show much more of a mean streak and an aggressive tone, predicated by that ground and pound there. Only attempting a pinfall, not even a 1 count, however. AKI-SAN back to his feet, fighting out of that predicament in a reverse Hurricane Rana, spiking Sylk on the top of his head to the canvas. Follows up with a standing drop kick, but look at Robby Sylk. There goes some of that quickness on a counter dragon screw. This would be a 5-star match between these 2 on their own. But there are 4, count them, 4 more principal factors to take into account here in this match. And look at AKI-SAN. There goes some aggression. Smack to the face, but unable to follow up. Failing to connect on the outside moonsault. And now Robby Sylk aims low with some shots to the knees. Trying to clip the dragon's wings, if you will. And we are fast approaching the first additional entrant to the Iron Asylum match. The crowd counting down and the 4 remaining men waiting for their chance. We'll see who it is. Jesse Rison has been selected as number 3. So he enters the ring and eats a dropkick. AKI-SAN quickly turning his attention to the young lion, knowing the fact that Rison is now the fresh man in this match. And Rison dropping a series of knees right to the chest of the Dragon Warrior. The bad boy attacking immediately after. Both Sylk and AKI-SAN giving Rison no chance to gain any momentum, even though he takes a shot there. Beautiful springboard clothesline. I think he might have been aiming for, wait a second, whoa! Amazing agility by AKI-SAN. Answering back with some hops of his own. AKI-SAN with the pin after the drop kick in the corner, only getting a 2 count. And that would be a huge disappointment if Rison got pinned only minutes after entering the match. But still plenty of fight in him. But at this point, when the numbers are uneven, it takes on a role like a triple threat match, where you have to have eyes in the back of your head because you never know who's going to try to take a shot at you. Doesn't appear to be any signs of collusion between these combatants here. They're just simply put going after each other. There are no allies, only enemies. And a series of lefts and rights by AKI-SAN, obviously well versed in the martial arts as well as the lucha libre style. But Jesse Rison fighting out of the corner. And again, all 3 men just going at it tooth and nail here as they attempt to jockey for position. Robby, Sylk flipping out of that suplex. There goes some more of that agility of his, rarely on display, but he puts it out there when he needs to. And here's Jesse Rison standing tall as we are now awaiting the entrance of the 4th combatant into the Iron Asylum. And that man is gonna be Union King. The former national champion now enters the ring looking to seize the opportunity to become the world heavyweight champion. And once again, AKI-SAN asserts himself with the new challenger and another slap to the face. Union King and AKI-SAN have yet to ever face each other in the ring until tonight. So it's definitely a dynamic contrast in styles here. The same could be said for Sylk and Rison, who are now fighting outside of the ring. Mind you, folks, a pinfall or submission can only be scored in between the ropes. So as long as you're outside of the ring, you're somewhat in safe territory. And the fact that you can't be eliminated. However, you're in dangerous territory considering the fact that every single inch of this asylum can be used as a weapon. Of course, we've yet to see any of these superstars utilize it, but it might not be necessary. Rison with AKI-SAN and connects with the Chimera Plex. His variation of the triple German, a staple of his coach, trainer, and mentor Magnus von Schwartz. And in the center of the ring, signature Union King. Small joint manipulation and combination holds. That signature European catch wrestling style. But look at AKI-SAN. As quick as a hiccup, as they say. Goes for the cover, only a 1 count, however. Meanwhile, Robby Sylk sidesteps that spinning back elbow by Rison. And AKI-SAN steps in with a German suplex. AKI-SAN now trying to go for a belly-to-belly on Rison. Nothing doing there. And, oh my goodness. AKI-SAN with a dragon whip out of nowhere. And Jesse Rison kicks out. But as you can see, he has just been busted open with the sheer impact of that move. And we're down to 2. We're gonna see who's next to enter this match. And the pod of the defending champion opens up, and Krystian Fenix has now entered the Iron Asylum. Which means that the biggest man in the match, the strongest man in the match, will also be the freshest man in the match. As Ulrich awaits his entry as the 6th and final man in this contest. Meanwhile, outside of the ring, Jesse Rison busted open, thrown back in by Union King. And you gotta believe he is in the danger zone right now. Certainly one of the most vulnerable, as it is that obviously you're gonna try to want to attack his head. But Rison applying a sharpshooter here on King. And Union King manages to escape the submission hold. But AKI-SAN again with another dragon whip, this time to Robby Sylk. Goes for the cover. And oh my goodness, just like that, Robby Sylk's night is done. Sylk is busted open, beaten, and now making the slow walk out of the Iron Asylum. His night and his aspirations of championship gold have just come to an end, thanks to the Dragon Warrior. So we have not even had all 6 men enter the match, and we already have our first elimination. So it's down to Jesse Rison and Union King inside of the ring. AKI-SAN and Krystian Fenix outside of the ring, and Ulrich still awaiting entry. Here's Rison with a springboard splash. A little high Rison there. Hooks the leg. And oh my goodness, Union King has just been eliminated. Rapid fire eliminations in succession here. Rison goes for another cover after his sling blade. But AKI-SAN kicks out as the gate opens. And Union King is forced to leave the ring. And what we have now is a reverse of the Thunderdome, if you will. 2 men leave, 1 man enters. And oh, what a man that is. Ulrich has just entered the Iron Asylum. And immediately asserts himself. German suplex to the champion. And now, Ulrich with Rison in his clutches. Backbreaker lifts him back up. And a second one. Driving the knees right to the spine of Jesse Rison. Goes for the cover, but Rison immediately getting the shoulder up. Still plenty of fight left in him, it would seem. But Ulrich going right to town on that open wound of the skull of a young lion. Ulrich countering, and Rison just continuing to try to pour it on. Applying as much offense as possible, but a miscue right there. No score and a spinning wheel kick. But Rison just continuing to try to chop down the tree. But instead he just runs into a wall. Now he gets him down. Drop toe hold. Didn't work high, so he goes low. And Ulrich is down on his back. And Rison able to work on the legs, trying to go for a quick cover here. Only a count of 2, but wait a second. Krystian Fenix, meanwhile, eliminates AKI-SAN. How the hell did that happen? I was paying too much attention to what was going on inside of the ring. We're going to have to go to an instant replay to see what transpired there. There we see Fenix on the ground, and oh, looks like he caught him off of a counter into a hard spine buster. AKI-SAN crashing extremely hard back first onto that metal flooring. So the champ protects his investment with the 3rd elimination of the match. And we're down to Krystian Fenix, Jesse Rison, and Ethan Ulrich. One of these 3 men are walking out of here with the heavyweight championship of the world. And down with the reverse DDT goes Fenix to Rison. Ulrich trying to cut him off at the pass, but Fenix able to subdue the Undisputed One and delivers the twist of fate to Jesse Rison, but no, Rison kicking out at the count of 2. And it looked like Fenix was trying to aim for Ulrich there, but inadvertently nails the referee instead. I think he's definitely deserving of a raise after the performance tonight. Or we should at least try to get some additional officials on staff here. I swear, it's like he's been the only referee this entire night. Certainly earning his money, I suppose. But anyway, getting back to the action. Jesse Rison, somehow, some way, still in this match, despite the fact that he was busted open by AKI-SAN earlier in this contest. Look at him still going strong and still laying out the opposition. Ulrich, though, slowing things up there. Big knee strike right to the head. Undisputed Ethan Ulrich once again focusing on the wound, the bloody head of Jesse Rison. Krystian Fenix, however, just, it would appear, doing whatever it is he can to score an elimination. Beautiful brain buster by the champion. And look at Rison kipping back up here. And for the 2nd time in this match, the young lion locks in and delivers a Chimeraplex. This time with a bridge. And no, Fenix kicks out. So he lives to fight another day, but for how long remains to be seen. Rison setting up, delivers the sling blade. Jesse Rison hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed the end of an era. Krystian Fenix is no longer the heavyweight champion of the world. He makes that slow walk to the backstage area. And we are now guaranteed a new world heavyweight champion here tonight. It is either going to be Jesse Rison or Ethan Ulrich to walk out of Minneapolis with the strap. And Rison is still fighting hard, delivering a scintillating combination to Ethan Ulrich. Drops the elbow. And you gotta believe that Jesse Rison is fighting with every single ounce of his being. It's 100% clear who this crowd is behind as he pours on the offense. Belly to belly suplex to Ulrich. And this entire Minneapolis crowd is on their feet. Rison now. No. Ulrich with a counter headbutt. Once again to the head. Continuing his focus. But now Ulrich goes low. Wow. What a stiff shot to the breadbasket. He just put Rison into orbit, and speaking of orbit, crashing back down to earth with that power bomb. And this is not the scenario that Rison wants to be in the clutches of the much stronger and far more aggressive Ethan Ulrich. Now dragging Rison to the center of the ring. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. We could have a new champ, but no. Shoulder up by Rison. But now he's out of the frying pan and into the fire, would seem. Maybe not. Ulrich had something big planned, but again, the quickness of Rison. Again with those leg kicks. Follows up with a back suplex. And Rison leaping to the top turnbuckle. What's he got planned here? Coup de grace. Double leg stomp. And now Rison with the leg hooked. But only a 2 count again. Back-to-back near falls by the final 2 men in the Iron Asylum. As Rison takes this outside. Trying to set things up. Add some more insurance. And a stiff right there by Ulrich. The tension in this building has reached a fever pitch. Everyone here knows that it comes down to this. These 2 men. One of these men is going to walk out of here as the top dog. A new era in the XWA is going to begin one way or the other. As Ulrich jams Rison's spine against the chain. And now we see somebody utilizing the Iron Asylum itself as a weapon. And oh boy, this is a dangerous situation right here. Ulrich with Rison, and oh goodness, jammed his face. That bloodied, busted open face right into the edge of that steel casing of the pod. That is not a pleasant feeling, ladies and gentlemen. And Ulrich again, no, this time Rison counters. He drives Ulrich face first into the edge of the opposite plane of the pod, and now Rison, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh! Jesse Rison putting his body on the line and just drilled the body of Ethan Ulrich straight through the plate glass of that pod. And now drags the carcass of Ethan Ulrich out of the pod back into the ring. And it's academic from here, folks. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, no. Somehow, Ethan Ulrich gets the shoulder up. That is what is at stake. That is a testament to what is on the line here. You put yourself through death. If that's what it takes to become the heavyweight champion. Arm drag from the top turnbuckle by Rison. And Ulrich is down and out. He has not recovered, and Rison now to the top of the pod, defying all gravity, and oh my God! On a show conveniently called Madness, Jesse Rison is absolutely insane. Will it pay off? Rison, cover. 1, 2, no. Ulrich again kicks out. And what does Rison have to do here? He has literally thrown everything at this man. And Ethan Ulrich still continues to fight his way out. Another springboard splash, and now Rison sets Ulrich up. Rison fall. This has got to be it. This has got to be it. Center of the ring. New champion. No. Again, Ulrich kicks out. Rison in disbelief, but has to get right back into it. Right back into the game, but no, Ulrich. For kick to the gut. And Ethan Ulrich with a counter. Drives Rison through the ring with that Shoten. And now Ulrich with things in control. Hard Irish whip. Rison went face first against the turnbuckle and turns into an undisputed truth. Ulrich looking to follow up here. Hoists the young lion back into the air and delivers a second undisputed truth in a row. Ethan Ulrich reclaims control here after an offensive onslaught by Jesse Rison. And for the third consecutive time, an undisputed truth hooks the leg. And oh my goodness. Ethan Ulrich is your new XWA World Heavyweight Champion. As we take a look at the order of elimination in this Iron Asylum match, AKI-SAN will face sudden elimination of Robby Sylk with that Dragon Whip. Jesse Rison with one of his 2 eliminations on the springboard splash that ended Union King's championship aspirations. And then here once again a slow-mo replay of that hard spine buster, almost like an MMA style takedown to AKI-SAN by Fenix that eliminated AKI-SAN. The sling blade by Rison to Fenix that ends his championship reign. And then with a full head of steam, Jesse Rison throws everything at Ethan Ulrich in the attempt to eliminate the undisputed one, but all for naught, as Ulrich weathers the storm, delivers 3 consecutive undisputed truths, and is now handed the heavyweight championship of the world. A new era has begun here in the XWA, and yes, my friends, it's undisputed. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire Extraordinary Wrestling Association, this is 3X signing off. Thanks for watching, and good night from Minneapolis, Minnesota.